Hi everyone, welcome back. I decided to do things a little differently this week. I already pulled the cards for the reading this week, and I want to go over them with you and then pull some clarifiers as well to try and get into deeper detail about what we're going to be experiencing this week. I did want to mention, I don't know if you watched my last video, I talked a lot about how this energy that we're facing here moving into August is all about manifesting. And so I feel like last week, a lot of us took the time to really envision and, fantasize about what we want our futures to look like. What are the things that we want to bring into our lives, the energies we want to attract, and the blessings as well, and the growth, growth is a blessing. And before I pulled these cards, I was, doing my pre-shuffle, having a little meditation session, and I'm really feeling that this week is about putting those dreams and those visions into a practical plan and taking some action. And that's exactly what these cards here are telling me. So I just want to go over this really quickly with you guys, and then we'll get into more detail. I love detail. That's where all the fun's at. But the first card that came out was the Knight of Swords in reverse. And there's actually two reversals here. There's the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Swords in reverse. And looking at this spread, it feels like these two cards are the energies that are still holding us back from moving into the future of our manifestations. And so going over this energy, the Knight of Swords in reverse, upright, I really love this card. This is a fierce card. This is all about going after what you want with a fighting spirit. This is a warrior spirit to me. And swords are connected to air signs, right? And that has a lot to do with intellect and communication. So this is being very blunt and coming forth with your words and all of your mental power to fight for what you want. But since it's coming out in the reverse, I feel like we are still, as a collective, having a bit of a hard time mustering up the courage to just rush in to this fray, this spiritual battle within ourselves right now. Because there definitely is one, and I do see that with the Seven of Swords in reverse. I mean, this card typically isn't great. I don't want to say that, because all of the cards, they have very valuable lessons attached to them, but this one has a lot to do with insecurity, doubt, jealousy, and deception, and also kind of a protection mechanism where you take what you can from a situation and you get out before, basically you count your losses and you just take what you can and you get the hell out of there, right? I mean, if you can tell, this little guy looks like he's stealing swords and just getting the hell out of camp, so he's taking his resources and running. And since this is coming up in a reverse, I feel like this is something that is still holding us back as a collective too, is there are things that we need to release, and we also need to release this attitude of, what's the best way to say it? I don't know, of feeling like things aren't going to work out naturally on their own, so we have to take matters into our own hands and basically sneak around spirit, sneak around spirit's plans. So those are the things that are holding us back, is this distrust in both ourselves and the way that things are playing out. But moving forward, we also have the Two of Pentacles, or Two of Coins, which is all about a balancing act. And we have the Ace of Coins as well, which is about bringing wealth and stability into your life. And we have the Ten of Swords. And I love artwork on this card. There's a whale that's breaching and he's got 10 swords in his tummy. And it's just very, I don't know if you all can tell, but I'm very tired. My brain is not, it's not functioning at 100% right now, but words are coming to me with some difficulty right now. But anyway, the Ten of Swords is all about persevering through this intense pain, this pain that hits you right on your underbelly, the softest part of you. These are all the wounds that you carry in places nobody can see, deep within yourself. So I feel like this energy, this is still something that we're struggling with coming into this week, which is totally okay. Because especially this next row of cards that came out is beautiful. And we have the Page of Wands. And wands are associated with fire and passion. And so this to me is saying that there is something coming this week, some offer or some opportunity to make us really realize what it is that we are moving towards. And it's followed by the Eight of Wands. And I love this card too because it speaks about growth. And I love the juxtaposition here of the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Wands, because the Ten of Swords, if you can see, is more about this pain within ourselves, but the Eight of Wands is about this growth coming out from those wounds within ourselves. And one of my favorite cards of all time is the Nine of Cups. This is a wish fulfillment card. This is your manifestation. This is all of your deepest desires. This is comfort. This is security. This is warmth and love. Yeah. So that's just like the general layout of the cards that came out for this week. And like I said, I do want to go into some deeper detail here. I'm going to use my traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck for this one. I love, this was my first deck. I love this deck, but I really like to use it for clarification. Oh, all right. Yeah. Goodness, you guys. Okay, so there is something that we are just not ready to let go of. There's something that we are holding on to, clinging to, that is keeping us from this fighting spirit, something that is holding us back because we're still holding on to it. This could be this card, he's when it's upright, he's a very stable person, and he is almost protective of his of his assets. So maybe there's something that you're holding on to that no longer is serving you a purpose, and instead it's deterring your strength, it's draining you, and it's not allowing you to embrace your own spiritual warrior energy, All right, let's go ahead and get a clarifier for the Two of Coins as well here. Yeah, I'm just hearing release. Release, release. And don't be afraid, you guys, to do some real digging within yourself to find the roots of issues that you're having, the reason why you're feeling scared or feeling like you don't have the strength to move forward. Do not be afraid to take some time to meditate on what is causing that. What kind of pain are you clinging onto? What kind of spiritual currency are you clinging onto that no longer serves a purpose? It's outdated. Maybe it's something that helped you get by in the past. Maybe it's something that once did help you to feel stable, to feel grounded and prosperous. But you need to let it go. You need to release it. Okay. And the Two of Pentacles is being clarified by the Emperor here. So I feel like we are needing to balance, we're needing to balance our own power, our own masculine energy within us. And we're needing to also find this strength and this wisdom and this confidence. the emperor obviously is an emperor. He has an empire. He has things that he rules over. He has a lot of responsibility as well. And I feel like that's what this Two of Pentacles is here for, is to remind us that we need to continue to balance our responsibilities and to sit strong, sit up straight, right, with this regal energy here, and survey our own empires and see where things are out of balance, so that way we can bring balance to them once again. Right. Let's look at this Ace of Pentacles. What is this stability that's being brought into this week? Okay, so we have the Six of Wands, and it did come out in the reverse. So I am feeling like maybe we have spent a little bit too much time in the Six of Wands energy, where it's celebration and victory, which is not a bad thing. We've all come a long way, especially the past 2 months. June and July were so chaotic, you guys, but there was a lot of growth and reason to celebrate, good reason to celebrate and be proud of ourselves. But since it's coming out in the reversal here, especially as a clarifier for the Ace of Coins, I think it's time to stop indulging a little bit and to instead put in the work and the effort to bring this own stability into your life and this own spiritual wealth. Because although celebration is great and victory is great, there's no growth in those things. Those things are accomplished after growth. But this is telling me that it is time for us to continue on in our work. Okay, let's look at the Ten of Swords here. Oh, all right, here we go. Oh my goodness, you guys, the Death card. I love it. I love it. This is changing. This is changing. There's a transformation coming here. This pain is changing us. And also I feel like this cycle is ending because we are stepping into a new transformation, a new chapter of life, right? We're dying. This pain is dying to us, or we are dying to it, I guess I should say. And we are moving on. We're stepping into the next spiritual chapter, basically the afterlife, the aftermath of this pain. Things are changing. Oh, here we go. All right. And the Page of Wands is being clarified by the King of Swords. So this, give me just a second here. Gotta decipher this. Listen to what Spirit's trying to tell me. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this opportunity for creativity and for finding our passion and desire, again, moving forward into this week, we need to harness this King of Swords energy, which is, I feel, resemblant, or has some resemblance to the Emperor. They're both very strong masculine powers, and they both have a lot that they're ruling over, but the King of Swords in particular is a ruler of the intellect, again, swords having to do with the air elements. So we need to gain some mastery over our own communications, especially within ourselves, especially the way we speak with ourselves. And almost I'm feeling as if we need to encourage ourselves this week to really embrace this Page of Wands energy, and come at it with a lot of strength and clarity, but also confidence. Confidence. Yeah, I'm hearing that almost on repeat in my head. Just confidence, confidence, confidence. I mean, this guy doesn't look like he can be wavered by anything, So whatever it is that you've had on your mind, whatever it is that whatever it is that lights your fire, or that you feel there's something that you've done recently, whether it's a creative project or if you have been trying something new and you've realized that it's something you enjoy, something that brings you a lot of fulfillment, then continue to go after it and change the way that you speak about it, especially to yourself. Don't tell yourself it's crazy. Don't tell yourself that it's not worth it or that you can't do it. Remember that you have this masculine King of Swords energy within you, this conquering energy, okay? And you can do it. All right, and also as a clarifier for the Eight of Wands, we have the Four of Cups. So in order to obtain this growth here, this Eight of Wands, this rebirth, you guys know how like when a tree gets cut down, sometimes a new tree will start to grow back in its place, or like from the dead trunk, or that kind of irony in nature. I'm feeling that in order for us to do the same within ourselves, there's something that we need to accept, and obviously something we need to stop focusing on. Because this card is all about, there are great things coming your way. This cup is representative, I feel, with this reading of all the manifesting that we're trying to curate in our lives right now. It's on its way. It's coming. It's already here, you guys. We just have to reach out and accept it. It's already here. But the reason why we don't have it yet, the reason why we haven't accepted it yet, is because of these cups, these things that we're still needing to let go of. The Ten of Swords over here, this energy, and the Knight of Swords in reverse, and the Seven of Swords. There are things that we are still holding on to. And I just realized that those are all sword cards too. Yeah, a lot of negative self-talk. I'm feeling that a lot. There's a lot of negative self-talk that we need to let go of, and a lot of, it's not even necessarily the way that we speak to ourselves, but the way that others have spoken to us, and we keep those words within ourselves, and they mutate into our own words. But if you just study them a little more, if you just unmask them, you'll realize that those aren't coming from within yourself. Those negative things that you're telling yourself, or those things that you have been raised to believe about yourself, they're not true. And they're just causing us pain, and we need to let them go. But also, it is important that we don't just try and run away from them, right? And that, of course, big reminder here, don't just run away from your problems and take what you can to survive. We do need to study these cups, and we do need to understand what it is that is hurting us, so that way we can finally accept what is meant for us in order to heal. Okay. Now let's look at this Nine of Cups. I hope this is making sense, you guys. Again, I'm so sorry. I'm tired. I'm very tired. I've been working long hours and late nights, but it's all worth it, because when I'm able to come and step into this place right here, I feel like this, reading tarot and doing this for you guys, this is my Page of Wands, Anyway, sorry. Okay, Nine of Cups. Let's go ahead and get a clarifier here. I also had somebody do some Reiki work on me last night, and I think it just drained me in the best way. I did have a pretty emotional reading for myself last night. It was very good, very reminiscent of these messages, and that's what I love, is I can relate to the spreads that I pull for you guys for the collective, which is just some confirmation for myself. I wonder how you guys are feeling. Are all of you guys tired too? I mean, after last week. No, it's not over yet. I feel like we're all gonna be pretty tired this month, but it's for good things. Good things. All right. Oh, there we go. I was just going to say, I don't think it's wanting to talk. Oh, look at that. It's clarified by the Two of Pentacles, ironically. So I feel like it's just, in order to obtain this, you guys, our wish fulfillment, we need to balance. And that's what this entire spread is telling me, is just we need to find balance within ourselves in order to get here. We're weighing our choices right now as well. We're weighing our options for the future. We're trying to figure out which choices will actually take us closer to the Nine of Cups, to our manifestations. Balance, balance. And that's the other thing too. I know I'm talking about being tired and exhausted. You guys, if you're feeling that same energy, please take time for yourself. You have to make the time for yourself, even to just meditate, to rest, play some video games, watch some movies, you know, hang out with your friends. But just make sure you're doing it from a place of resting and healing, of recuperation, and not from a place of avoidance. Remember, balance. I think that's probably what I'm going to title this video. It's balance. Alright, can I get a clarifier for the Seven of Swords? Sorry guys, that video I didn't mean, it wasn't my intention to record for this long, so anyway, it took up the rest of the storage on my phone and cut me off, so I had to, you know, go through and clean up my phone storage a little bit, but luckily I only have one last card to pull, and it was to clarify this Seven of Swords in reverse. And what came out is this Eight of Swords in reverse. And what I'm hearing here is that you'll never be able to feel unstuck. Or you'll always, here, let me rephrase that. You'll always feel stuck if you continue to run away from your problems, or to run away from this healing that needs to take place, because when you continue to run, when you continue to avoid the things that are painful, these swords that you've surrounded yourself with, when you continue to avoid them and blind yourself to them, you do feel bound by them. But the thing about this card is that she's not really stuck there. Her bindings are very loose, and she could walk away if she wanted to. There's nobody even wielding these swords anymore. But nevertheless, she surrounded herself with them in the same way that the negative things that you tell yourself about yourself, those aren't coming from your higher self. They aren't coming from within yourself. They're things that have been left behind from people in your life, or from pressures in your life that have made you feel like you need to conform or be a certain way, act, say, do certain things, and ultimately it winds up leaving you feel like you're not worthy of getting the things that you desire. You're not worthy of this Nine of Cups. But you have that strength. You just need to walk away from these swords, these three cups that you're still contemplating, okay? But it's all good. It's all love. Because you have the power to do that, and you're going to. You are moving closer and closer to your wish fulfillment. Just remember, it's a balancing act. And in order to balance, you need to release, because if you have too many things that you're juggling, obviously you're never going to be balanced. So just remember to take the things from this reading that resonate with you, and just continue to be honest with yourself. And don't, like I mentioned earlier, please do not be afraid to really meditate on this spread, this reading, or any particular energies that you feel really resonated with you from this reading. Okay, you guys. This has been really nice. I feel like we've got a heavy week ahead of us, but I mean, I've been saying this. It's going to be a heavy month, but it's going to be a good month. We have a lot of growth here, a lot of growth. And I don't know, I'm excited. I'm already tired, but I can't wait to keep pushing through it with you guys. All right, take care, you guys. I wish you the best in life, love, and luck in this upcoming week. I'm gonna try to be back in the middle of the week. I have some days off, so I'll probably do some readings then. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to hang out with you guys then. All right, take care, you guys.